Hi, welcome to CMS. In this video, we'll talk about the dashboard, one of the most important outputs from the management and cost control step, which is here. The dashboard is the brief and the conclusion for the performance monitoring, which is very important to be produced for our quick review. Let's click it. We'll find CMS will give us this kind of dashboards. The first one is the dashboard for the progress and schedule, which can be presented for the consultants or a client if you are a contractor and if you don't like to present your actual budget for your project. So this is a dashboard for the progress only, which is giving us here the S curve for the progress baseline every month, what is the planned progress percentage, and of course you can modify and format as you like. Here we'll find the planned value again is the earned value. The blue color is the planned value and that's the earned value for every month. Now we can identify that we are in delay. Here is the schedule variance for every month. Here is the SPI also for every month till the month 6, our current month. And this one is the S curve for actual or forecasted progress. The blue color is the plan, but this black color or the grayish color is the progress and recovery. And it's telling you here what the forecasted S curve if you still in this delay. And here the SPI, Schedule Performance Index for the project for every month till the current month. And this one is very important. You have to keep your eye on it during your monitoring to see what is the track of your recovery. So this value must be increased every month. If you increase it every month, you will catch and you will recover your program. If it's not increased, you will not recover your program. So you have to keep an eye on this every month to know how is your performance in mitigation and recover your work, because this is telling you what's your effort to mitigate your delay. Here we have the indication for your progress. Same as divide this gauge for a red zone and the yellow zone, which is telling you have to be ready and take care, otherwise you'll be in the red zone and you will be in critical delay. And the green zone, of course, which when you are ahead or within the schedule. You have one exercise here you have to do according to your company policy. You have to tell CMS when you will be in the red zone according to your discretions, according to your company policy, when you are in the red zone. What is the value of the SPI? If you reach for it, that means you will be in the red zone. By default, CMS consider here if the SPI below than 0.95, that means you are in the red zone. If the SPI is in between 0.95 and 1, that means you are in yellow zone and take care. If you are above 1, of course, you are in the green zone. So now you have to tell CMS what is the yellow zone for you. By default, it is 0.95, but if you consider it like 0.9, to change this one, you have to insert also the password CMS in capital letters or uppercase. So when we change this one, if you need it to be 0.9, you will find now the yellow zone is increased. And now because the SPI now is 0.913, so that means you became now in the yellow zone instead of the red zone. So this is according to your company policy and according to your discretion and according to the amount of the penalties. For the delay means penalty. If the amount of the penalty within your contingency and within your budget, you will calculate the maximum amount of penalty which you can pay to still in the budget, and by this way you will identify the value of the SPI which make you in the red zone. This is one. Okay, so when we look for this directly, you will know where you are related to the progress. Here is the indication for the actual progress. Again is the balance to be completed. This chart is telling also what is the actual completed work here and the planned completed work. and the narrative here telling about the commencement date, the planned finish date, the forecasted finish date. Here is the actual versus to the planned. What is the variance between the actual and the planned? We find here it is minus 0.36%, which is the variance between the actual and the plan. And here is the duration variance, which is 13 days in delay. The 13 days of delay, which are equal 1.44% out of the total project duration. So the 13 days, it's equal 1.44 of the 900 days. Per minus, of course, we have a delay with 1.44% on the schedule. So we have an SPI with 0.913, but we have a minus 1.44% on the schedule. Also here there is an indication, either green or yellow or red. Also you have to insert for CMS what is the value which will give you a red alarm. Also you have to consider the maximum penalties and preliminaries which you can be occurred or consumed, and same time will keep you within budget. What is the amount of the contingency you already keep it for these cases, and same time to keep you within budget. This is very important. According to this amount and this and your company policy, you will put this percentage. By default, CMS will consider it here by minus 5%, because minus 144 is less than minus 5, the alarm in yellow. If you consider it with minus 1, the alarm now came red, because minus 44 is less than minus 1. So that's the dashboard for the progress. There is another dashboard related to the cost, which is telling you also here the cost baseline versus the recovery plan. Here is the blue. Also, you can remove the labels if when you need. So here it is clear now what is the plan and what is the actual S curve according to the cost. Here is the earned value versus to planned value, but in money wise, and that's the earned value versus to the actual cost. This is the cumulative and the amounts every month. And here is telling the schedule variance also by money wise and the cost variance for every month. As now we are above this line, that means we have this kind of cost saving. That means we have a positive cost variance up to date. The same here, we have the monthly CPI, cost performance index, telling us our progress in mitigation our cost. This is also very important. We have to keep an eye on it to understand the progress every month related to our cost. The same also here. We have here the gauge of indication. Also, we will insert when you will be in the red according to your company policy and according to your calculations, as we informed before in the SPI. As now the CPI is more than 1, so we are now in the green area. This is very important indication. It can give you a quick figure where you are. This amount telling you about your budget at completion, and what's now estimated at completion. The new cost at completion. This bar chart also is very important, and it's a quick indication. Here is the budget at completion. Here is the planned value up to date. Here is the earned value up to date. Here is the actual cost up to date. All in one figure. You can modify it as you like. Accordingly, that's the estimate at completion, and that's the estimate to completion. We have here an alarm, which is telling us about our situation now. Here, that's the budget at completion, which is the budget, and that's the estimate at completion, which is more than the budget at completion with almost 2 million, as we saw before in the status report. We can notice here that in the CPI or in the cost performance index, we are within budget and we have a good progress in the cost, but the alarm here is not green. We are in the green zone, yes, but the alarm here is not green. It's in yellow. Why? Because we are in delay. Again, CMS incorporating the delay in the progress with the schedule performance index and the cost performance index. Yes, we are within budget and our CPI is good, more than one, but because we are in delay, that means we will pay something more. And whatever we'll pay more are more our progress in the cost saving. Yes, we make some cost saving in some areas, but because of our delay, we will pay more. And it is clear here. That's the very good example for this situation, how CMS incorporates the delay on schedule with the CPI and the SPI. Also, you will mention here for the project contingency. So it's preferably to keep this number as your considerations in the contingencies. If you consider a 3% as a contingency, keep a 3%. If you consider 5%, put here a 5%. That means when you are from 0 to minus 5%, you will have a yellow alarm. If you go less than this contingency, that means you are in the red zone. So this 3% of what? The 3% of the total amount. For example, now we have variance in the cost with minus 1.9 million, which are 0.76% from the total amount. So this variance at completion, which is the amount we will pay more, equal 0.76% from the total budget at completion. So that's why we received a yellow alarm. That's the dashboard related to the cost. There is another dashboard also related to the material and manpower. By very easy way and automatically, CMS will give us the indication and the alarm for each type of the civil material and manpower. For example, here we have here the concrete per cubic meters, the planned value which shall be completed up to date is 4,316, but the earned value, which is the amount of the completed work, is 3,832, and it's completed with actual quantity of 3,940. That's why we have variance here at completion will be minus 107 cubic meters according to this extra concrete. Accordingly, that's the quantity at completion, which already as per the budget, as per the baseline, 41,170. But because of this lose, the estimate at completion will be 41,278 cubic meters. This is very important to have an indication for our concrete consuming, and also to allow us make our investigation to know what is the reason of these losses. Here for the rebar, the planned value which shall be completed 1545, but the earned value which are the completed work up to date and planned to be consumed 1343, but it's consumed only 1335. That means we have saving in the rebar. The quantity at completion, which is the rebar, which is the planned value till the completion of the project, 10,543, but the estimate at completion will be 10,535. We have positive variance at completion with 8.3 ton, which make almost 0.1% and give us a green alarm. The same for all kind of the civil materials. Here is the legend for all terminology. The same CMS did for the manpower. CMS also will give you these indications and make for us the required alarm. For example, for the steel fixers, the planned value, which the planned man days, which should be completed up to date, was 8,338, but the earned value, which is the amount of the man days, the actual completed percentage is 6,730, but the same are consumed only 6,549 man days instead of consuming 6,730. We consume 6,549 man days. That means we save 181 man days up to date. The quantity at completion, which is the total planned man days of a steel fixer till completing the project, is 64,027. But according to this saving up to date, the estimate at completion will be 63,846. The same concept for the other manpower, like carpenters, like masons, steel fixers, plasterers, and all will give us monthly report telling us the indication and the status of all of them. So CMS now give us a dashboard for progress, as we informed, and costs and materials and manpower. This all for direct print monthly. That's for the dashboard. Thanks for watching videos and see you. Bye.